What is up, Power Maniacs? Stasis here. We are back in the world of Feed the Beast Horizons, and I think I've covered all this stuff. We're just going to do a quick brief overview. We've got a bunch of igneous extruders here that are all producing cobblestone, which is feeding with item ducts, which is something new in Thermal Expansion 3. We've got those feeding into hoppers, which are vanilla. And then the hoppers are dropping all of this stuff down here into a volcanic furnace. Volcanic furnace obviously produces lava. Now, one of the problems I noticed last night, which you can't really tell now because this is capped out, but when this is drained, which you guys will see here in a minute, when I turn this on, the lava or the volcanic furnace here only has enough lava per second to keep 2 engines online. So for every 5 engines, you need, or for every 10 engines, you need 5 volcanic furnaces, and we have 10 engines here. So we've only got 1 volcanic furnace. Now this right here is a magnetostatic engine. The user interface is completely screwed here, but it can hold 360,000 RF. And the really cool thing about this little machine here is you can basically set it up to do anything. The only thing that trips me out a little bit, something that I don't like, is the fact that the speed is on top and the torque is on bottom. Usually it's vice versa, so for some reason it's reversed, and I don't understand why. We do have a new top donator for the day. Here a little, it's not much, but hope it helps. You and JJ a little, like to watch both, so keep it up. Thanks, DJ428. I appreciate that, buddy. Thank you so much for your donation. Always appreciate it, buddy. Thank you so much. So anyways, back to this. I've currently got this disabled here, so it's not receiving or exporting. That funnels into this, and this funnels into our standard extractor setup right here, which we've got running. I am going to try and turn this back on. Now, this engine is very, very buggy, at least in this version of Rotorcraft, for some reason. I don't understand why it is. I don't know why it does what it does, but it's a little weird. I'm going to come back over here and see if I can get a lever and see if that will solve the problem. I don't know if you guys saw, but it was running a little bit. The little center center rotator, I don't know what it's called, okay? The little part of the engine that moves, okay? Stop judging me. You can see right there in the middle, the little thing is cycling, and then the little bevel's cycling. We're going to flip that on, and it doesn't really do us much good. Now, the problem that I had last night was basically I had to keep popping this off and putting it back on, and at some point, it just decided to work. And there it goes. You can hear the sound now. So the sound's kicking on, and then it's off. And you guys can see the issue that we're running into. Now, we do have... that's why. There we go. We kick it up to 2,000. Now we're permanent. That's able to produce up to 2,000 a second. Now you can see that we're at 999, 8,000. I do believe we're receiving enough from the engines over here to keep that online. The problem that we're running into now is these engines right here, they each produce at roughly 80 RF a tick. So that's 800 a tick. There's 20 ticks per second. So 20 times 800 is, and is that right? 80 times 10, yeah. So 800 times 10 would be 8,000. So 16,000 a second. So 16,000 a second is pretty good. And you can see right here, we're kind of holding steady. That apparently is enough to keep this running. The issue is all of these engines now are going to be producing. And if you look, you'll see they're dropping in lava. So 23.7, 23.6, 23.5, etc., etc., etc. Now we've got some lava tanks going here, which I can actually drop down, and this will instantly fill into all of these. But again, the problem is right over here, this is not producing hard enough to keep all of that stuff online. So basically what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to crank up our production process when it comes to lava. Now there's a bunch of different ways that we can do this. We could go to the nether, we could set up a pumping system, and we could pump all of the stuff out of the nether. The issue is, unlike water, they're not permanent source blocks. So eventually you're going to drain the nether. Not only that, but the nether on this server is fucked. I don't know if you guys remember from earlier in the season, but some of the stuff that we did in the nether, we have a very buggy nether. We have one of the nethers where it basically spawns as a complete object, like there's no open areas. There are a few areas that you can find, or that we found, where we can actually get some lava, but it's not a very easy or maintainable thing. Courtney Hall just subscribed. Thank you very much, Courtney. I appreciate your subscription. I'm not quite sure why the sound didn't play. Maybe Night Dev is having some problems, or it's going to scream at me here in a second. But either way, welcome to the channel. Thank you for your subscription. High five to you, Madam. I'm going to assume it's Madam. If it's Sir, I apologize. I just assume with Courtney that your parents didn't hate you enough to give you a girl's name. They may have, though. They may have. Maybe they just really wanted a girl. Either way, let's give Courtney Hall a nice, warm Pyromaniacs welcome to the channel. Thank you for your support, Madam or Sir. And again, I do apologize that the little scream noise did not play. Night Dev has been having some issues the past couple of days. So anyways, as I was saying, the nether on our seed, on the YouTuber side, is bugged. And so because of that, it makes it very, very rough for us to find any lava at all. We can find it in little spurts, but we can't find the giant freaking fields. And that means we're going to have some issues. Now, the fix for this, obviously, is to simply just produce it with lava furnaces. But again, the issue that we're running into with the lava furnaces is they just require such a ridiculous amount of cobblestone that we kind of run into some problems. That being said, we currently have 1 volcanic furnace. We need 4 more. So for 4 more, this is what we're looking at. We need 3 obsidian. So that's 4 times 3. That's 12. We have 60. We need 4 times 4 nether brick. That's 16. We have 29. And then we need 4 cauldrons. Cauldrons are pretty easy to make. Thankfully, we have enough iron now that we have our crops going. For those of you guys who aren't aware or haven't seen it upstairs, we have quite a bit of the crops going upstairs, which allows us to make pretty much infinite iron in this horrible, horrible mod pack. All right, so we now have our 4 cauldrons that we need. Let's go ahead and cycle. We need to head back over here real quick and make sure things are still rolling. One of the nice things about this is it uses so little water. It is one of my favorite things about the extractor. I don't know a whole lot about mining and mineral processing. I know slurries are a real thing, thanks to watching the TV series Justified, which I highly recommend if you haven't watched it yet. It is a great series, but either way, I know water is a part of the process. I don't know. Apparently, it is a very small part of the process, as we don't need a lot, but we'll see. We'll see. All right, we're gonna leave this. We're gonna leave this to continue to produce. Now the issue is we're gonna need some lava, and we're gonna need a lot of it. So what we're gonna do, I guess, for the moment, will this actually turn off? No, I cannot control it from here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna just come up here, and I'm gonna stop this real quick. That's gonna stop this. You're gonna notice the pipe disconnects. This is going to run for a minute until it drains its juice. This pipe here has a certain amount of innate juice inside of it, but here in a second it's going to start running dry. And once it runs dry, we're going to start backfilling. Of course, I just realized I just used up my lava tank, which is a bummer, but that's no problem. We just need to go get some buckets. So let's go get some buckets. We're going to need, for the volcanic furnace, we've got to make these. Now we need the fire. The fire goes into a magmatic centrifuge, which we have over here, if I recall. Pretty sure we've got one. I know we have one. Yeah, there he is. All right, so let's pull him out. Let's grab some netherrack. We're going to need nether quartz. We are going to need a little bit of fire, not a ton. Just enough to make it exciting. So let's do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That should be enough. And I don't remember if it needed something. I know we put water in it last time, I thought it was. Maybe it's lava. Let's put some lava in it just to see what happens. Is it spinning? That's a negative. All right, let's get some buckets. All right, we have 2 non-water buckets. Those are fun. Did they move? No. Okay. Let me try one other thing real quick before we do. Just want to see if that fixes it. All right, that's a negative. Okay, let's come over here and grab a glass of lava. It's either going to be lava or it's going to be water. I'm not sure which. We're going to start off with lava. You can never go wrong with lava, and we've got plenty of water if we should need that. All right, let's put you here. And we're going to have to break this temporarily. So we're just going to click that right there, which will turn it offline. Come on. It's kind of tricky to get in there. But you can see here, now that it's filling directly in here, you can see how little lava this produces. It looks like it's producing a whole lot. It looks like it's functioning, like it's really kicking ass and taking names. But at the end of the day, this thing doesn't produce jack all when it comes to lava. And unfortunately, these engines are just thirsty. And as we ramp up our production, or not our production, our production, yeah, I guess is the way to say it. As we ramp up the power needs in rotary craft, we're just going to need so much lava. So I'm not sure if this is the best way to produce it. I'm going to have to kind of put my head together and come up with a way. I mean, obviously quarrying with magmatic crucibles can work too. We can also, well, no, the quarry is not going to work because there isn't a quarry. So, yeah, I really don't know a better way to do this. I believe this is probably one of the better ways to do it, because if we go and manually yank out a bunch of netherrack from the nether, the problem that we're going to run into there is, number one, we have to do it by hand, or use, some of the other stuff to do it, and it just becomes kind of a big old pain in the ass. So I really don't know. Magmatic crucibles are a lot more efficient than the volcanic furnace is, but at the same time, these are easy to make. I mean, I could have 500 of these, and I can produce as much cobblestone as we ever need. So I think this will probably work. It's just going to require an absolutely obscene amount of... All right, please reconnect. Please reconnect. Please reconnect. Okay, there we go. It's just going to require an absolutely obscene amount of fuel going to it. And that's the only real issue. So, all right, so we're going to put blue here, we're going to put red here, we're going to let this continue to process. Hopefully that'll turn on now. There's the sound. All right, let's cycle this out. We're going to let it do what it does, because we are going to need a rather ridiculous amount of that shit. All right, let's put you back. Actually, no, we're going to go ahead and process you, aren't we? Yes, sirree, Bob. Okay, so now 4 buckets. That's a lot. We need some diamonds. So we're going to need 4 diamonds each. So 4 times 4 is 16. I'm pretty sure we've got that here. I do need to keep at least a few diamonds here to keep the process, because then we can grow plants with them. So I just plan on growing plants for everything. We're going to have iron, we're going to have certus quartz, we're going to have diamonds, we're going to have basically everything. And by the time I get all these farms set up, we're pretty much not going to need resources ever again. We're not going to have any problems. Everything's going to be just basically taken care of. So let's just go ahead and put 2 more there and 2 more there. Hopefully that'll give us a little bit more. This thing is really cool. I like watching it move. It's purty. It's absolutely purty. Okay, so we got the diamonds. We have 2 buckets. We're going to need a couple more buckets. So we're going to have to find a way to get rid of some of this water. Let's see. There's 1. There's 2. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to actually use this water to fill up that tank over here. If I recall, it is being drained. Yes, it is. So we're just going to go splat and splat. Now we have 4 buckets. And we need 4 buckets per one of these, and we're going to need 4 of them to offload. So let's go ahead and put this here. And we're just going to start this process up. There we go. That's going to take a bit. It's going to take a long time, actually. I think we do have 1 thing of fire already, though, I believe. Yes. So I just need the 4 buckets and the diamonds. And we've got the diamonds on us now. We've got basically everything we need. The only thing slowing us down is lava, honestly. That's kind of a shame. Now, one of the other things that we can utilize, I need to do some research on this. I don't know if blaze rods can be used for the volcanic furnace for fuel. If they can, or blaze powder more specifically, if the blaze powder can be used, then what we need to do is we need to go and make an automated blaze farm that kills the blazes, drops their dust. I'm not sure if that's even possible with vanilla. If it is, we'll find a way. I'm pretty sure Rotary Craft has something that we can use. We'll grind up the mobs. We'll have that running 24/7. And then we'll turn the rods into powder, which gives you a higher rate. And then we can use the powder to fuel the engines. That might be just a little bit easier, or fuel the furnaces. That might just be a little bit more cost effective than this route. Because, I mean, cobblestone, obviously, not one of those rare resources. You know, you got plenty of cobblestone. Cobblestone's going to be there. The issue that we're running into is just strictly the large amount of cobblestone. I mean, you can just see how fast this number is dropping and how little we're getting. I think we get like 20 MBs per cobblestone. So, oh my God. This is absolutely ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. So, I mean, I like it because it's definitely power saving, but I just worry that even though we're saving power, we're just burning. I mean, even if you guys remember our FTB Unleashed playthrough, where we had like, I think it was 500 million cobblestone at one point in time. This setup right here would drain that, like that. It wouldn't even be a problem. It wouldn't even be a problem. So we're gonna have to worry about that. Anyways, what we're gonna be doing with the farm setup, you guys can see the magnetostatic engine. Let me show you guys how to make this real quick. It's pretty easy. Thankfully, it is based completely off of thermal expansion, with the exception of the base. So you do need 2 base panels, a shaft, a copper ingot, 2 silver ingots, 2 lead ingots, and then this redstone conductance coil, which is just redstone and electrum. All in all, very easy, very cheap, and it allows you to set whatever you want for the red flux output. So you put red flux to it, you set what you want for the numbers here, and it's going to make it work. And it's absolutely amazing. And it does seem to be a little smart, because just hooking it up to this engine, I did play around with these numbers, but I didn't get the numbers right. And when it bugged out, when I reattached it, it just automatically selected the perfect amount of juice. I don't know if it was just luck that when I was blindly clicking these buttons they worked, or if it's actually intelligent. If it turns out to be like self-aware and Skynet and shit, that's actually going to be kind of cool, other than the fact that I'm worried it's going to take over the world and we're all going to die. But, you know, hey, if they all look like Summer Glau in the latest Terminator series, it might not be that bad. It might not be that bad. I'm just saying. Maybe it's just me, but, you know, we could have worse evil rulers. I mean, Google could take over the world. I mean, there was a time when I thought that was going to be amazing, but I'm a little worried about it now. I'm a little concerned with our evil Google overlords at this point. And why is that not working? What are we missing? Do I have the diamonds on me? I have to have the diamonds on me. Right? Yeah. So I don't know why this is being silly. Oh well. Either way. So that's going to give us 1 more of these, which gives us the lava cell. Perfect. And there we go. So we have another volcanic furnace. Now that's going to double our output, which is nice. The issue we're going to run into now is storage. I can't just place this one really right above this one, because obviously they're all in a line right here, and that's not going to work. So what we're going to have to do, I think, is we're going to have to make a lava room, because we're going to need 5 of these things eventually. Now, once we get to AE, this is going to be a lot easier. A lot easier, because once we've got, or not AE, yeah, Applied Energistics. I meant ME, but once we get our ME system going, this will be a little bit easier. Obviously, item ducts make this not too challenging, but we need to be able to set up 5 of these things and have them all feed in to this right here. So I'm going to wire that up off camera. There's no reason for you guys to suffer through that while I figure that out. Once we get that rocking and rolling, we'll pick up in the next episode once I have all 5 of them going. So we'll get all 5 of those rolling, plus we'll start working on the farms. I'll show you guys how the fans work, how all that stuff's set up, and hopefully we can get all of that automated, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 episodes. Anyways, for those of you watching on YouTube, hopefully you guys are liking this video series. If you do, slap that like button. Make sure you subscribe. And I'll catch you guys in the next clip.